Okay, let's start this presentation. They are the paper title. I've translated to Russian as well, with the help of somebody. Yamaguski, говорит по-русски. Но я говорю плохо. Потом я продолжаю по-английски. I'm Luis Olsina from National University there in Argentina. And Philip Liu is CEO of a testing enterprise that has headquarters in San Francisco, United States, and the other part of the testing company, the workers are in Beijing. So I co-directed the PhD studies of Philip Liu 7 years ago, and sometimes we continue doing something with him. Okay, let's look at the paper title, specifying mobile application quality characteristics that may influence mobile application in use trust. I have added mobile application in use trust. If you look at the title, if we analyze the title, we see that mobile application is a system. Could be a product, but rather a system, something in a running state. So this is an entity, the object, one entity. Quality characteristics for mobile application is the quality focus. So we can analyze or evaluate an entity by means of characteristics and attributes. So quality characteristic, the quality focus is rather external quality because the system is in a running state. If the other part of the title, trust. Trust is a quality focus as well, but not for a system. For the system in use. That is to say, real users using the real system in a context of use. There are differences between the two entities and the two quality focus. The quality focus, for instance, I can talk about quality news or user experience. That is the focus. User experience is not here, it is here for this other focus. But there is another word, influence. How external quality influence quality news, in other words. If we look at this slide, in the left part, we see software product, system in use, like entity categories. An example of system could be a financial mobile application, a social network mobile application, concrete entities of a social network mobile application and are, for instance, these two and others. Okay, this is the object, the entity. Here, you have the focus. For instance, internal quality is devoted mainly for analyzing, evaluating source code, graphical user interface, blah, blah, blah. External quality, for a system, you can analyze the system in a running state. Maybe without in the testing, or maybe in operating state, but maybe sometimes with real users, sometimes with expert users. And quality news only can be evaluated with real user in real context of use. It's important to highlight at this moment that the quality focus can be modeled by characteristics, sub-characteristics, attributes. Attributes can be measured and evaluated. Characteristics only can be evaluated, not measured. For instance, security can be measured, can be evaluated, but some cross-site scripting attribute can be measured and evaluated. So characteristics and sub-characteristics an attribute represent non-functional requirements. An attribute is an elementary non-functional requirement, and a characteristic is a derived or global non-functional quality requirement. The important issue is the relationship Resource quality influence process quality. Process quality influences internal quality. Internal quality influences external quality, and external quality influences quality news. So, having, for instance, external quality is a necessary condition, but not sufficient condition to have user experience, for instance, quality news. Okay? So, this is the new title. This would be the new title. So, what is the research question? What external quality characteristics for mobile application may influence trust? Trust, a quality news subcharacteristic. Let's see in the next slide where trust is. Here is a definition of trust that is in the paper. Degree to which a primary user has confidence that the system in use will behave as intended. This is taken from ISO 25010. So we will show in the next slide both quality models. These quality models, they are 2Q2U, is an extension we made in 2010 and 11 to the ISO 25010 quality models. So many of the characteristics of ISO are here. We have added information quality for a system. All these are there. And here, so this part are the characteristics for external quality focus. In the right side are the subcharacteristics for the quality news focus. We have added, for instance, ISO doesn't speak about user experience, and we have extended the ISO model, but these are the two models, okay? So trust, where is located trust? In quality news. And trust is located within satisfaction. So satisfaction, usefulness, trust, pleasure, comfort, actual usability. Here is usability, but here is actual usability, effectiveness, efficiency. Okay. What is the important point? Which external quality characteristics and sub-characteristics influence trust? This is the main hypothesis. We have modeled external quality characteristics and sub-characteristics that we suppose ascertain, that may influence system in use trust. So here in the left side, you have an extension of sub-characteristics that we ascertain that may influence trust, particularly trust. This is the resulting two quality models. For instance, functional quality, performance efficiency, usability, reliability, security, information quality. For instance, are not there maintainability, portability, compatibility, okay? These are that we are certain that may influence. Okay. External quality characteristic and sub-characteristic that we are certain that influences trust. Okay, to confirm this hypothesis, we are designing a survey for a wider group of primary expert users. Therefore, we have built a preliminary questionnaires. It focuses on the idea is to focus on expert user perceptions in order to gauge, to judge, to assess if proposed set of external quality characteristics for mobile applications mapped to questionnaire items are relevant to them, are weighted, are relevant in influencing trust in mobile application when in use. We have designed the questionnaires. Likert 1.7 scale values, with 1 means strongly irrelevant, and 7 means strongly relevant in influencing. So we have built the questionnaire. Obviously, the left part of the questionnaire is not a questionnaire. The questionnaire is in the right part. But we put this to confirm our hypothesis. For instance, there are 19 questionnaire items. 19 questionnaire items. Just to show an example, we will highlight this one and this one. For instance, look at security. Confidentiality, protectability, privacy, integrity, and authenticity. We mapped these sub-characteristics to 5 questionnaire items. There are restrictions when somebody designs a questionnaire because shouldn't be long enough, no more than 20 questions. We try to do the questionnaire items similar to attributes. Okay, look at we will see an example, and later the conclusions. We will see an example of these two. The mobile application tolerates errors and enable you to recover from errors. These questionnaire items is from usability, user error protection. So, is relevant or not relevant for the user? Will be ranked by user as strongly relevant in influencing trust? What do you think? Is relevant to have a very good feedback to recover from interface errors? The mobile applications ensure secure access based on user credentials that verify your identity. For instance, biometric authentications or different ways to access a secure area of a mobile application. For instance, will it be ranked by user as strongly relevant? What do you think? Not. Okay, maybe one can say, yes, it's strongly relevant, medium relevant, or irrelevant. That is the conclusion. The main conclusion is, if beforehand we know which external quality characteristics and attributes are relevant for user trust and satisfaction and user experience, then we can perform higher quality designs. If we know what is relevant, we can do better quality designs. And if we do better quality designs, we will have better quality news, better user experience. Yeah, that is the point. Okay, we have different strategy for different purposes. This is our main research area since 20 years ago. The area of strategies and purposes, blah, blah, blah. What is because this is an ongoing work, the quality models were part of the Philip thesis in 2010, but this particular work is an ongoing work, so we have to pre-test the questionnaire in a pilot study, to revise the questionnaire items based on the pilot study result, so we can eliminate or add some of these questionnaire items based on the perceptions of importance in influencing external quality in quality news. So we have to do this, to develop procedure for administering the questionnaire and collecting results. That's all.
Thank you. Any questions? Any questions here?
So I have a question, actually. You showed us this questionnaire. Is this some kind of scorecard with weights for each?
Go forward.
Again, regarding the questionnaire, if there is or there are,
like a scorecard. So you measure each, and each item, for example, have its own weight, and then you decide that the overall score is, I don't know, summary of the score, and for each.
oh, okay. I understood. Because the idea is each attribute may be not independent one another. So there can be simultaneous relationships or conjunction or disjunction relationships. So the idea is that first we suppose that are independent one of another.
Do you think that some question is more important than another question?
Okay, we have
In my opinion,
we put those items that we ascertain that influence. Because there are many other questionnaire items. These are what we suppose that are the most relevant in influencing trust from the quality news point of view. That is the point. Probably not, in our perception, not all are strongly relevant. That is the point.
Thank you.
But maybe he...
did you try to compare, for example, LG telephone and Samsung telephone? In my opinion, they can kill you if you compare with some scientific measures. If you say that, in my opinion, due to this questionnaire, Samsung is better than LG, and LG is better than Huawei.
No.
It is very
The idea of the idea is not to evaluate just a concrete entity. Maybe to focus on financial, mobile applications, social network mobile applications, but to evaluate these aspects, if a user expert, independently if it is Samsung, LG, blah, blah, if some expert primary users that use regularly these mobile applications, if the perception of this item is relevant or not.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you
you're welcome.
Thank you. And I actually looking forward for see the results.
Okay.
Thank you.